On paper, phones like these give you 90% of the flagship experience for a fraction of the price. You're getting a camera that truly goes toe-to-toe with devices that cost 3 times as much, performance that feels indistinguishably smooth, and designs that look and feel incredibly premium. It's genuinely wild how much phone you can get for your money, and these devices are the ultimate proof. But we've all been there, right? Burned by a budget phone that promised the moon and delivered a pile of laggy frustration. So the big question is, are the most hyped budget phones of 2026, the new Pixel 10a, the Nothing Phone 3a Pro, and a few others, really delivering that 90% flagship feeling? Or are the 10% of corners they cut the ones that actually matter? We push their performance, cameras, and batteries to the absolute breaking point to find out which ones deliver a truly flagship-level experience. Section 1. Nothing Phone 3a Pro, the style icon. Let's kick things off with the phone that's all about premium feel and design, the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. The very first thing you notice is the screen, and wow, it's a flagship display, period. We're talking about a 6.77-inch AMOLED panel that gets stunningly bright. Nothing is claiming a peak brightness of 3000 nits, which is unheard of at this price. Outdoors, it hits a sustained 1300 nits, making it just as easy to see as a top-tier flagship. And with a 120 Hz adaptive refresh rate, scrolling is just buttery smooth. This is without a doubt a display that feels like it was ripped straight out of a $700 phone. So what's powering that gorgeous screen? It's the Snapdragon 7S Gen 3 processor with 8 or 12 gigs of RAM. In our testing, it scored a respectable 1,181 on the Geekbench 6 single-core test and 3,302 on the multi-core. For your actual day-to-day use, social media, maps, YouTube, this phone is more than fast enough. It's snappy. The super light Nothing OS, built on Android 15, makes everything feel fluid, with zero noticeable lag in regular use. For gamers, it's a solid performer, hitting 120 frames per second in games like BGMI and a smooth 90 in Call of Duty. So, how did they achieve this price? They made a smart trade-off in an area most users won't even notice: the camera's video specs. While the phone has an impressive triple camera setup with two 50-megapixel sensors and even a periscope lens for 3 times optical zoom, it can't shoot 4K video at 60 frames per second. You're capped at 4K 30. The photos themselves are sharp with natural colors thanks to the TrueLens Engine 3.0, and the camera pulls in 64% more light than its predecessor. It can get a little soft in low light, but for still photography, it's fantastic. The verdict on the Nothing Phone 3a Pro? This is for the person who values premium design and a stellar user experience. If you want a phone that looks and feels like a $1,000 device, has a true flagship-grade display, and gives you a clean, fast software experience, this is it. It's perfect for watching videos and daily multitasking. As long as you're not a professional videographer, you're getting 90% of the flagship package for a starting price of around $459. Section 2. Google Pixel 10a. The Camera King next up, the phone I know a lot of you have been waiting for, the Google Pixel 10a. The promise of the Pixel A series has always been simple: a flagship camera experience for a mid-range price. And for around $499, the 10a completely over-delivers. The Pixel 10a's camera is, to put it bluntly, giving you 99% of the flagship camera experience. It has a 48-megapixel main sensor, but the real magic is Google's Tensor G4 chip and its legendary AI processing. Check this out. Here's a photo I took on the Pixel 10a, and here's one from a phone that costs 3 times more. In almost every lighting condition, it's nearly impossible to tell the difference. This phone just nails that classic, contrasty pixel look time and time again. Night shots are incredibly clean, portraits are sharp, and the software just delivers a fantastic photo every single time you hit the shutter button. It's the ultimate point-and-shoot powerhouse. So where's the 10% trade-off? It's not in the performance. The Tensor G4 chip is built for AI, so photo editing and using Google Assistant feel lightning fast. Couple that with a clean version of Android and an almost unbelievable 7-year software update promise, and you've got a phone built to last longer than most flagships. You can buy the Pixel 10a today and know you'll still be getting new features in 2033. That is insane value. The 6.3-inch OLED display is also great, now finally getting a smooth 120 Hz refresh rate. Google saved the money in 2 smart places. First, the build. It doesn't have the premium metal and glass of a true flagship, but it's a very well-built, durable plastic phone, a trade-off most will happily make for this camera. Second, the charging is a little sluggish at 30 watts wired and 10 watts wireless, but with a massive 5,100 mAh battery that easily gets you through the day. You won't be reaching for that charger very often anyway. My verdict on the Pixel 10a is crystal clear. If you want the absolute best and most reliable camera you can get for under $600, this is it. It's for the person who wants 99% of the flagship photography experience, backed by years of support. If you're okay with a practical build and slower charging, the Pixel 10a is an unbeatable deal. By the way, if you're finding this breakdown helpful, do me a solid and hit that subscribe button. We go deep on all the latest tech to help you make smarter decisions, and your support is what makes all this possible. Section 3, OnePlus 15R, the performance beast. Now, if the Pixel is for the photographer, this next phone is for the gamer and the power user. This is the OnePlus 15R, and it's focused on delivering one part of the flagship experience at 110% raw, unfiltered performance. OnePlus somehow crammed a Snapdragon 8 Gen 5 processor into this phone. Let me repeat that. A top-of-the-line current-gen flagship chipset in a mid-range phone. This is the kind of power you're supposed to pay $1,000 for. So how does it feel? It's a rocket ship. Paired with 12 gigabytes of RAM, the OnePlus 15R is ridiculously fluid. Multitasking is instant, apps open in a blink, and for gaming, this phone is an absolute dream. It takes full advantage of its 120 Hz OLED display, and there's even a mode to crank it to 165 Hz in some games. This is easily the most powerful phone in its class, but the flagship specs don't stop there. OnePlus gave this phone a monstrous 7,400 mAh battery. For most people, this is a true 2-day phone. And when you finally need to plug in, the 80-watt wired charging is incredibly fast. This sounds way too good to be true, so what's the 10% they sacrificed? The camera. It's clear OnePlus poured its entire budget into giving you a flagship-tier engine. The 50-megapixel main sensor can snap decent photos in good light, but it's paired with a forgettable 8-megapixel ultra-wide. And there's no telephoto lens for optical zoom. The photos are perfectly fine for social media, but they don't have the polish or consistency of the Pixel. The verdict for the OnePlus 15R is simple. This is for the person who demands flagship speed, the mobile gamer who needs the highest frame rates, the power user who wants insane speed and battery life without the flagship price. If you want a phone that delivers 110% of the performance you care about, and the camera is just a secondary tool, the OnePlus 15R was built for you. Section 4, Samsung Galaxy A36, the reliable all-rounder. Last but not least, we have the Samsung Galaxy A36. This phone's promise is about delivering the core Samsung flagship experience, familiarity, and reliability. It's for the person who wants a great screen, a battery they can count on, and the comfort of Samsung's ecosystem. On that, It delivers. You get a big, beautiful 6.7-inch AMOLED display with a 120 Hz refresh rate, which is awesome for watching Netflix. It also has a large 5,000 mAh battery that gives you solid all-day endurance. The calculated trade-off here is the processor. The Galaxy A36 is running on the Snapdragon 6 Gen 3, and that's a deliberate choice. For the things its target user does, scrolling Instagram, sending emails, browsing the web, it's totally fine. But the second you push it with heavy gaming, you'll feel it struggle. By choosing a more modest chip, Samsung was able to bring its premium display and some of its Galaxy AI features down to a much more accessible price point. The other compromises are in line with this. The 50-megapixel main camera can take good pictures for your day-to-day life, but its video quality isn't a strong point. And it's a bummer that some models don't have a micro SD card slot. So, who is the Galaxy A36 for? It's for the casual user who isn't a serious gamer. It's for the person whose flagship experience is a big, vibrant screen for shows, a battery that lasts, and the familiar, feature-packed One UI software. If your phone life is mostly about social media and streaming, and you trust the Samsung brand, the A36 is a safe and dependable choice that delivers the parts of the flagship experience you care about. Conclusion. So, after all that, are these phones secretly flagships in disguise? Absolutely. Each one of them gives you 90% of the flagship experience for a fraction of the price. But they do it by letting you choose which 10% you're willing to leave behind. They prove you don't have to spend $1,000 anymore to get a phone you'll love using. To wrap it all up, here are our best 4 awards. The award for best camera goes, without question, to the Google Pixel 10a. It delivers a true, no-compromise flagship camera by trading off a bit of fit and finish. The awards for Best for Gaming and Performance and Best Battery Life are a clean sweep for the OnePlus 15R. It's a performance monster that trades camera versatility for a flagship-beating engine. The award for Best Display and Design goes to the Nothing Phone 3a Pro. It feels like a $1,000 phone by making a smart sacrifice on a niche video feature. And finally, the best overall value? It's a toss-up between the Nothing Phone 3a Pro and the Google Pixel 10a. If your 90% is a premium feel, an amazing screen, and a joyful user experience, get the Nothing. If your 90% is taking the best photos possible and getting software support for years to come, the Pixel is the one for you. So which of these budget beasts would you pick? Are you Team Pixel, Team Nothing? Or is the raw power of the OnePlus calling your name? Let me know down in the comments, and if you want more honest tech reviews to help you spend your money wisely, make sure you're subscribed. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.